On February 18th, 2025, DJI released an updated firmware for the Osmo Pocket 3. This firmware adds 3 really incredible features for Osmo Pocket 3 owners. These 3 features really expand the capabilities of the Osmo Pocket 3, and they also provide more flexibility. So I've played around with the Osmo Pocket 3 for the last couple weeks on this new firmware. I've done a lot of video samples that I've captured. I'm going to share several of those with you today to show you what these new features do for your footage. So the first new feature is the med-tele mode. And what this mode does is it allows you to zoom in 2 times. So it gives you a visual equivalent of 40 millimeters for your lens instead of the default 20 millimeters. But it does it in what's called lossless quality. So what that means is compared to the digital zoom that came by default with this camera, when you use the med-tele mode, you can get that 2x zoom without losing quality in your video. In other words, your footage at 4K is not going to be lower resolution. It's still going to look really good. But there are some tradebacks with the med-tele mode. One of those is you can only use that in the normal color mode. You can't use it in D-Log-M or HLG. So if you're like me and you like to use the D-Log-M mode to grade your footage later on, unfortunately, you cannot use the med-tele mode with that. You have to be in the normal color mode. But the good thing is the Osmo Pocket 3 does shoot 10-bit footage in that normal color mode. You just don't have the same flexibility when grading it later on. So as you can see from some samples here, the footage looks really good in that mode. Obviously, being in that mode does give you that different focal length, so you can do a lot of creative shots where you're more zoomed in. If you want to have your background appear more prominent behind your subject, this mode is perfect for that, and it does look really good. So I can definitely see this mode being useful as part of a project or when I'm vlogging, and you can easily mix this footage with the D-Log-M footage, especially if you use that default Rec 709 conversion LUT from DJI. And it's also worth noting in the med-tele mode, you can only go up to ISO 1600, and active track is not supported in that mode at this time. The second feature that I'm perhaps most excited about is DJI added the breathing compensation feature. Now, when you turn on this feature, which you can turn it on over on the right-hand side menu by swiping left from the right and toggling down, you can toggle the feature off or on. So what I did is I did some comparison shots here with the feature off. And as you can see, when I change my focus, you can see that focus breathing when I change focus with that off. However, when I have it on, the focus is very smooth and it looks really good. Some of these clips here I've filmed with the focus breathing on, and that focus transition is really smooth. You don't see any of that jumping in the image. It looks really good. So this feature I'm definitely really excited about. DJI did a great job adding this feature, and it definitely enhances the quality of footage you can capture with the Pocket 3. And finally, the third feature that DJI added via this firmware update is the D-Log-M 10-bit option is now available in webcam mode. So if you like to use your Osmo Pocket 3 as a webcam, you can now do so with that 10-bit quality in D-Log-M. That then allows you to color grade that webcam footage later on. So basically, this allows you to get extra good-looking webcam footage that you have a lot more flexibility with than just that default footage. So if you use your Pocket 3 as a webcam, or if you've thought about it, you should definitely check it out. It can make your footage look a lot better. So even though the Pocket 3 was released in October of 2023, it's great to see that DJI is continuing to improve this camera via firmware updates and expand and improve the capabilities. The Pocket 3 is about 1.5 years old now, but this continues to be an incredible camera for vlogging, and it's still one of my favorite cameras for vlogging. I love the quality I'm able to capture, and I love the autofocus capabilities on this camera. And speaking of the Osmo Pocket 3, if you'd like to learn more about the Osmo Pocket 3 and how to get the very best footage with this camera, check out this playlist right here.